Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm in the middle of doing my weekly houseplant chores. On the inside, of course, it's frozen on the outside. So most gardeners that I know have a ton of houseplants, and even though a lot of people that are watching gardening videos only want to see the outdoors, I thought I would take the opportunity and share some of my indoor garden. So I have well over 100 houseplants, and this is just a small sampling of some of the houseplants that I have. Some of these houseplants I've had for a very long time, and some of them for a year or less. So the first one I'm going to talk about is my Fiddle Leaf Fig, and I don't know about you, but I name my plants sometimes. So this Fiddle Leaf Fig I've named Fred the Fiddle Leaf Fig. That's his name. My husband loves this tree. Loves it, loves it, loves it. And this is usually in the summertime where his chair will sit so he can talk to Fred, just so you know. This is just the run-of-the-mill spider plant. Very easy to propagate. This one is very sad. It's been in this pot for 3 years, and it is so root bound that I can't keep it watered. It starts turning yellow. This one's looking okay today, but in a day from now it's going to look pretty yellow. And it's pretty easy to take the little pups off here and just set them in soil, and we'll probably do a propagation video. If that's something you'd like, again, let me know in the comments. In this pot I have 2 plants. Sometimes I do put multiple plants together. This is a Dracaena. I don't know which variety of Dracaena. I've had it for a long time. This one I probably had for 10 years. I bought it from the grocery store probably as a little 4-inch plant, and it's grown over the years. And I added some Syngonium in there. This variety I believe is a white butterfly Syngonium, which the combination of the different textures of these leaves look really good together. And I'll probably put some B-roll so you can get a little bit better close-up. This plant here is just a very common golden pothos, almost impossible to kill. I have lots of these around. I've propagated it over and over again. One of my daughters gave me a small plant for my birthday about 4 years ago, and I've been propagating, and then I gift them to friends. In this pot, and I'll do a close-up, I bought a little bundle of cacti at Home Depot earlier in the spring. It was a really good deal. It was all of these for like $10, which is really incredible. And I potted this up, and it has, I bet it's quadrupled in 6 months. It's very happy in this pot and in this room. In the back of this area against the wall, I have a bunch of Sansevieria, or snake plant. It is very easy to grow. This is the shorter variety. I've had this for a few years, but I just recently propagated it about 4 months ago. So this one, super easy to grow, almost impossible to kill if you're looking for a houseplant. And I'm trying to create a wall where it will grow up in the back and have a backdrop for my other plants. So a wall of Sansevieria. This is a newer plant. This is a Xanthosoma, and I got this one from Lowe's, I think, on you know, a newer release one, because I wanted to add it to my collection. I love the way it looks. It's like an elephant plant or elephant ear plant, but it looks really good. This one I think is going to have a little spider mite problem, so what I'll do is I'll wipe it down or spray it with rubbing alcohol once in a while to keep the spider mites in check. So Xanthosoma. So in this little pot, this is a summer pot that I had out by my garden, and I was experimenting with trying to bring it in. I'll do a separate video detailing that, but in this planter there's a Mandevilla, which is beautiful. We are 1 week from Christmas. This thing is blooming still. My husband asked me the other day, he goes, how is that possible? I said, I don't know, but it's happy because this is a very sunny room. The other thing that was in this is a croton, which looks dead, but it's not. Again, I will detail that in a separate video. And then it's got a little bit of creeping jenny, which will grow in zone 4. But I brought this in to try to see if I could save it and take it back out in the spring. So far, we're 2 months into that process, and it's actually recovering quite nicely. Continuing my tour, this is a Rhaphidophora. People confuse this a lot of times with the Monstera deliciosa because of the fenestrations, but it is not. It is a different plant. And it's vining. It vines quite fast. It's kind of a sprawling plant. My guess is it would probably prefer to crawl on the ground. but I've got it going up a pole. I'm trying to get some vertical height in my plant areas, so that's a good one for that. This is a watermelon peperomia, which I absolutely love this plant, but it's not loving me back. I've got a lot of split leaves. I talked to the greenhouse because I did a lot of research and wasn't able to figure out what was going on with it. The greenhouse is telling me it's a lack of light. So I will probably take some cuttings and figure something out with it, but I really love the texture. I like how heavy it is, and I love the color. I love the variegation. I like my plants to have some interest, some visual interest, rather than just being green. So this is a watermelon peperomia. This is a variegated Schefflera. To most people. To me, this is a Grandma Cleo plant. When I was a child, my grandmother had a massive Schefflera in her living room. It was huge, and as kids we used to run around it and play Ring Around the Rosies or whatever games kids play when they're young. And every time I see it, I think fondly of my grandmother, who had tons and tons of houseplants. I think it was Grandma Cleo and her interest in houseplants that got me interested in houseplants, which is kind of a nice little story for my children to take with them. This is a Sago Palm, not a true palm tree, but it's a Sago Palm. Extremely slow growing. It wasn't doing well when I had it in a little bit of a dark corner, so I put it back into this brighter room, and it seems to be doing much better. Again, I don't expect it to get much bigger, so if you're looking for an easy plant to grow with a bright location that will stay somewhat compact, a Sago Palm may be a good option. In this pot I have a white birds of paradise, and you can buy very large birds of paradise, but I wanted to try to grow one that's very, very small, and then over the years keep track of it. So this is quite new to me. I got it just this fall, 3-4 months ago. So it's new. It's already put on, all of this is new growth. So it's doubled in size in only 3 months. It likes the bright light a lot. This concludes a houseplant tour just in my main plant room. And this is only one section of the plant room, but I wanted to kind of make it a shorter video. If this is something that you're interested in, please give us the thumbs up so YouTube knows to share this content with others, and it will let me know to make other videos like this. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.